Okay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another interview with King Solomon Entertainment Media Group. Another interview with Hollywood Now, where we interview Hollywood 101 influencers, Hollywood stars, as well as Hollywood insiders. Thank you guys so much for your support. We could not do it at our sponsors and our partners, Heart to Heart for you.org, Hill to Hill, as well as the massage therapist Tommy Washington for his wonderful work and massage therapy. If you are interested in becoming a partner and a sponsor with us, please feel free to reach us at King Solomon entertainment.tv, which is our official website. And please connect with us there and we'll let you know how to do just that. We are so elated to have with us a wonderful, another great interviewee here on Hollywood Now. She is a Hollywood producer. She is the creator behind Every Man, the hit show behind Every Man, the hit show Love and Marriage Huntsville. We are so elated to have also the author of two great books, 9 to 5 Entrepreneur, 12 Questions, 9 to 5 Entrepreneur, 12 Questions to consider before taking the leap. And we're so happy to have her here. We have the wonderful Melanie Holt.
Hey,
Hey, Melanie.
hey.
Please introduce yourself. Did I leave anything out?
Oh, well, I would say you did an amazing introduction. I'm not the creator, though, of Behind Every Man, but I am the host of Behind Every Man. I am the producer creator for Love and Marriage Huntsville. And of course, both of those shows are on the Oprah Winfrey Network, starting to premiere again January 30th, this Saturday. So we're super excited about that. I guess a woman of many hats, entrepreneur, mom of four, and actress and reality TV producer, all of that stuff, author. So I'm just elated and thankful for you actually having me on your show today.
No, thank you. I'm telling you, this both shows. Congratulations, first and foremost. They are two hit shows, well needed. The industry was definitely asking for variety, and I believe you delivered that. Definitely a taste of, not the sophistication was missing from the other reality shows, but it could have used, I guess, more of what was missing as far as just pure, just negativity and ratchetness. You just definitely empower people, empower women. You show the wonderful, wonderful entrepreneurship of women and power couples. I mean, it just was an amazing show, amazing platform, and you did it back to back. So congratulations to you
Oh,
for both success of two shows. So let's get into the interview. Please introduce yourself to our audience. Who you are, where did this all begin for you as far as you wanted to be in Hollywood and your admirations and stuff?
perfect. Well, thank you. So, this journey really began probably now, I guess, about 5 years ago, which is when actually Martell and I actually pitched the show to Carlos, or pitched not this particular show, but a show concept to him that involved both Martell and I. And after that meeting, we stayed in touch with Carlos for a while. I tell people all the time, things don't happen overnight, but they do happen when they're supposed to happen. And so we stayed in contact with him, continuing to show him why Huntsville, Alabama, because, this is the, first reality show based out of Alabama. And most people feel like, Alabama, what is there even to discuss when it comes to Alabama? Well, the answer is there's a lot.
Yes.
So, we continue to pitch Huntsville to him and just really show him how amazing Huntsville is. And then years later, there was an opportunity presented. We decided to bring on some friends of ours along the ride. And so, a few seasons later, here we are. So we're just very thankful. For me, goal-wise, of course, my goals are to take my acting to another level, my hosting to another level. I'm so, thankful to be able to host Behind Every Man, which, like I said, is on the own channel as well. And then also I had the opportunity to host another own show called Girlfriends Check-In that I hosted this summer. And so I'm just thankful and continuing to push. I have, my music career that I'm working on as well. So just continuing to push and have my hands in a bunch of different things.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. And by the way, you look amazing too. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So your passion for, I know you are a successful entrepreneur in the construction development real estate, correct?
Absolutely, yes. I'm a licensed home builder. So I actually got into real estate about 10 years ago. And so from there, I was able to do a lot of things in 3 years, turn the company into $1 million company, and 5 a multi-million-dollar company. And so now what I'm actually doing is teaching others how to get into this real estate industry called property preservation, and actually teach them, how to break into that in that entire, game. And so I've had about 180 students who I've been able to help and teach and help them create businesses and help them get into, property preservation. And then, like you said, I'm a licensed home builder, so I also do custom home building as well.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. I mean, that within itself is just wonderful, and it's great that you was able to sustain in that, as well as to, I heard you say, live a dream of yours to be able to do what you're doing. So arts and passion for art has always been there, but like you say, at the right time it came along. So
Awesome. But I feel when you look back over your life, I'm sure at a lot of things when it comes to what your purpose and what you're supposed to do, you'll see like, wow, God was grooming me the whole time. And if you stop and pay attention, and I think even for, myself now as a parent, I look at my children, and my goal is to mold and guide them along the way in terms of what their God-given talents what they already are. And so that's what I do on a regular. And so when you look back now as an adult, I'm 35 now, so I can look back and I can say, wow, when I look at plays, pageants, so being able to know how to get on the stage and speak confidently and do interviews for pageants and all kinds of playing the piano, singing. I look at all those things now and I can say, wow, it was really just me being groomed even more for my purpose.
No, that's amazing because a lot of people, they pursue it early, but it's a maturity level that has to transition it, that you have to transition into. So it seems like you was focused on reality, and then when it came at the right time, you just was ready for purpose, and you just walked right on into it. So it's wonderful. And so of course you are a woman of faith, and you always mention your faith, so I know that plays a very intricate part in everything you do as well. And so just a lot of strength in what you do and moving forward as a person of purpose and power. And when you see it, people walking in it, you can see how fastly, and it's not premature. It's just like timing, and when you're ready, it just happens for you that particular time. That's how it happens. So we can see that it's imminent in what you're doing, and it is wonderful. So please explain to the audience the concept of love and marriage. What was the idea behind it?
Absolutely. So Love and Marriage Huntsville, it focuses on three couples, Black couples out of Huntsville, Alabama, who are trying to figure out a way of mixing business and friendship. A new marriage also, part of the whole concept. Then you have the concept, or the storyline of my husband and myself, who are experiencing something that, about 80% of marriages experience in America, which is infidelity. So you're watching that entire roller coaster of a ride. And so, yeah, that, but at the end of the day, the overall concept was really for us to show how, as Black entrepreneurs in our community, us trying to come together for a common goal, which is to improve the communities in which we live.
No, that's amazing. And the concept of love and marriage, and then to see how it has unfolded is so surreal in your life, to where I think people like you in your third season, and I'm really just hearing it. Even if I heard of it, I wasn't watching, but now I'm like glued, and I'm like binge watching, catching up. I think everybody is tuned in, and it's definitely what you experience in your real life come full circle, and you just letting it all show on TV. I know that got to be challenging as well to live it out in front of the public.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But my decision from the beginning was, if I'm going to do reality TV, I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to be authentic. I don't know any other way to be except authentic and transparent. So unfortunately, if you would have asked me if I would have thought this would have been something playing out on TV, absolutely not. When we started, filming this show, at the time, I was under the impression that, infidelity was something that we experienced and something that we gotten over, but it turned out that it wasn't over. So then that meant the audience ended up seeing all of that because so many things started unfolding and being revealed. And so, it was never a plan whatsoever of mine when it came to not my idea that I had for this show.
No, you do with such strength, and like Michelle Obama says, when you go low, I go high, and you definitely have been going high. You definitely have been handling it with such grace,
Mhm.
and I think that's what people are really tuning in about it. Because if now that you have mentioned the challenges of it, like the hidden gem of the help of going through with the public? Did you find encouragement from the public? Did you find strength from the public opinions? Was it all? It couldn't be all negative, correct?
Oh no, it hasn't been. I wouldn't. Oh, I'd be a fool to say that. No, I've had so many wonderful, uplifting, strong fans, and that have just been so encouraging. My DM goes off every day with people, sending positive affirmations, positive energy, sharing their stories. Because of course, like I said, 80% of marriages and marriages, but then relationships too. They experience at some point the same thing, and so just hearing stories of other women who've been there or who are there, and just finding a way for us to come together, talk, and share the strength with one another. That has been absolutely amazing. And so for me, I think where it could be seen like, dang, I'm having to go through this in public. I gain millions of other people who are my support system too. So it works out very well, honestly. And so that's kind of what it is. But like I said, if I would have thought that I would be here and living it out loud in public, absolutely not. But
Yeah.
you just take it and you continue to keep rolling and continue to keep pushing.
No, you're doing it very well, and I think everybody is glued in, and I think you're encouraging a lot of women as well as men in regards to getting themselves together, and everybody's going through a lot of similarities more so than differences in what you guys are displaying on the show. What is it like working with OWN? I mean, working with Oprah, like, is having that been all amazing, all within itself?
Absolutely. We
Yeah.
haven't had Oprah yet. That's
And,
still hopefully something that, again, the pandemic, I'm sure, hasn't helped with that, because by now
right,
we
right.
probably would have. But, it's still so amazing when holidays come and, or a season premiere happens and you get that card and her signature is on there and she's signed. So are those Christmas gifts and her signature is there. And, it's been amazing being a part of the OWN family. I would say that, for my first network experience, I'm glad that it has been the Oprah Winfrey Network, another strong Black woman who has broken so many barriers and who has just been the epitome of what it means to be a woman who empowers other women. That has been great.
No. I mean, like, cause like in Hollywood, it's so challenging all within itself. But when you start off at the top, where do you go? Like, you're working with Oprah. Like, that's crazy. Isn't that amazing? That's
Absolutely.
that's a high all by itself. It's like I start out working with Oprah on OWN. That's amazing.
I feel that, like you said, we definitely have had an opportunity to start out at the top. I think
Yeah,
that, there are different experiences and different things that come with, probably different networks.
yeah.
Um, so regardless of where, career wise, like I said, as I get into acting and things like that, and I work with other producers or I work with other, I have shows on other networks and things like that, it'll be what it is. But at least I can say for my first experience, it has been with OWN, and oh my gosh, I love the OWN family, seriously.
Okay. Just the stationery alone probably is like gold trims in my mind. Like that's it's
Uh-huh.
so nice.
Oh, it's nice, honey. Let's
It must be nice.
go. And the gifts are nice too.
In my mind, I can imagine Oprah Winfrey stationery. It must be really nice, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, behind every man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Where did that concept come from? Where did that idea come from? Like, how did you even come up with this?
Well, I didn't come up with Behind Every Man. This is another
But
Carl King production and concept.
yeah,
And so it was one of those things where I strongly believe in, putting out in the atmosphere your goals, what you want to do. You have to speak those things into existence. So Carlos and I had conversations before he knew, where I wanted to go in terms of acting, in terms of hosting and things like that. So I guess for him, when it came to the point that, hey, I'm going to do something else on OWN, he reached out to me and was like, hey, Melody, so look, this is what I'm about to start doing, and we want you to be the host. And it was one of those things where when he started telling me about what this show would be about, sharing the stories of other women who have stood behind and been there for some strong men in entertainment, music, and, you know, of course, athletes also. It was just one of those things where I was like, wow, I actually teared up when he called to tell me about it, because I was like, that's what I'm all about anyway, is shining light on other women, and being able to let them feel comfortable sharing their truths and being transparent. And so when he shared that with me, it just lined up, and some things just divinely line up and make sense.
Yes.
And this
Yeah.
was one of those things. Behind Every Man was one of those things, and it has been phenomenal.
No,
Phenomenal.
it really, really is across the board. Not just the concept of it, but the casting, who you guys have chosen to be on there to let us into their stories. It's like you thought you had an idea, but it's like, wow, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Such strength. It's really inspiring. And so that's really, really great. And so you mentioned your other projects as well, because your publicist told me about some other great good stuff in the works that you're coming up with as well. Do you want to talk about any of that, or do you want to keep it a surprise?
Oh, I mean, I'm not sure what all she shared. I always have a lot of things going on. I just finished recording my first single. I'm working on the second one. I'm about to go in the studio and do that one. So I've got stuff to videos and things like that to shoot. I just finished. I've been in Atlanta shooting a movie. That has been a great experience. So really just continuing to move in my purpose and move on the goals and the things. Like, people are like, well, you got all this going on personally in your personal life, your marriage, you're going through a divorce, you got 4 kids, one of them is just turned 1. You know, how are you doing it all? I'm like, look, no matter what happens in life, everybody's going to experience hardship in life. Everybody's going to experience things that don't feel so good. But regardless of that, you have to get up every day. You have to speak positivity over your life every day, and you have to keep working towards your goals. Don't let anything stand in your way and stop you. I don't care what it is, period. And I remember one time I made that statement. I said, you know, nothing trumps God's purpose in my life. Nothing. Because when you start laying down because things are not going so well, and you're not focused on your purpose, then you're saying that that thing is greater than God's purpose for you. And there's nothing that can happen in my life that's greater than God's purpose, period.
Period. That's amazing. That's amazing. And your authorship, the books focus on your real estate, or just overall entrepreneurship.
So I have to, the 9 to 5 entrepreneur really talks about taking that leap from your 9 to 5 into entrepreneurship. And so we cover, Martell and I co-wrote that book. We covered 12 questions to consider before taking the leap. And then I've written something called the Property Preservation Playbook, which pretty much talks about the property preservation industry.
Yeah, what you also have seminars and teach on, right, to empower other people.
I have a class called the Holt Preservation Academy, where I teach students how to get into the industry. We have one-on-one calls every week. Once a week as well. It's a 5-week course, and so that has been great. Absolutely.
Well, as you continue to move forward, I just want to encourage you. You're doing so amazing. Like I said, I guess only way you can go is to the sky, to the moon, beyond the clouds, because you're already at the top. So just keep doing what you're doing, and may everything that your heart desires just come into full fruition in your life, and just continue to do what you're doing. Please let our audience know how they can get in touch with you, how they can connect with you. Please let them know.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. Thank you again for having me. I would love for you guys to connect with me. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Melody, MELODYS Holt. My website is www.masterclasswithmelody.com.
Okay, before I go, I want to ask you one last question.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have done anything different as far as the show, what you have put on TV? Would you have done anything different than what you did?
You know, I don't like to say that that there's anything different that I would do, simply because there's something to be learned and something that's meant to be learned and taken from every experience. So for me in my life, I feel like things lined up the way that they're supposed to. Like, I didn't think that I was going to be, you know, this women empowerment person. And so because now of me living my life and my trials and things out on television, that's what I've become. And so I can see it now, where God was already lining it up before even that. So everything that transpires just really happens the way it's supposed to, how it's supposed to. So no, I wouldn't do anything differently whatsoever.
Wow, thank you so much. Definitely connect with her. If you have not subscribed to King Solomon Entertainment Media Group and Company, please do on Twitter. We're on all social media platforms. Please subscribe, you guys. Thank you so much again for being here. Hopefully you can come back on really soon. We could talk again and just keep up the great work. I'm so proud. I'm glued in. I'm watching. I can't wait till the 30th.
You better be watching because it's gonna be a male Saturday kind of night. We're gonna have Love and Marriage Huntsville right after Love and Marriage Huntsville behind every man. So make sure you're tuned in.
And I'll make sure I send you all my handles. You can send me all yours. We can follow each other. And thank you so much for being on here. Until next time, guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys subscribe. Thank you so much, Melanie.
Thank you.
All right. Subscribe, guys. King Solomon Entertainment Media Group on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Clubhouse, as well as YouTube. King Solomon Entertainment CO and symbol Media Group. King Solomon Entertainment Company and Media Group. Twitter, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe on Instagram, King Solomon Entertainment Company. Facebook, King Solomon Entertainment Company. Thank you guys so much. Till next time. Thank you.